We're here at Alexander International Airport with airport manager and aircraft builder Darim Darkfold. Last week, Darim released a totally awesome B 52 bomber. I believe it's the first B 52 in SL, and it is impressive. How you doing today, Darim?
Doing great, and yourself?
I'm doing great, and thank God it's Friday. But
Oh yeah.
your B 52 is impressive. I've flown it several times now, and I just love it. Tell us how it came about. How did you come about building this thing?
Well, I was actually working on the SR-71, and sometimes I get frustrated and want to step away. And I said, well, let me do another one, work on something else. I can learn something while I'm doing this. And I found it a lot better to work on two planes at the same time, step away from one, work on the other, and da da da. Well, while working on the SR-51, I started working on the 52 because I wanted to do something different. I like doing things that are new to SL and different. And that's how I came across the B-52 and went back to Shana with it.
Well, I'm glad you did, because like I said, I've just had mine what a week or so, and I've had a ball with it. So it's just a great plane. So how long did it take you to build it?
Well, altogether, again, it was about a little over 2 years. Like I said, I started on it about the same time or a little after I started on the SR-71. That was finished first, and then I went back and finished up. So about maybe 2.5 years.
Wow, that's quite a project, really. I mean, I guess you didn't work on it because I know you spent a whole lot of time here building this airport. So I know you weren't working on it full time, but still, that's a long time to devote to a project. But from what I've seen, it's been worth it. So,
Thank you.
what features of the real B 52 did you try to incorporate in your build?
Well, I had to give it to Shayna. She really, I mean, she nailed the sound files. She got the sound files just right. And the other thing was the carpet bombing. To my knowledge, there is no aircraft in Second Life that does carpet bombing. And what did the B-52 do? It carpet bombed. So those were the two things that we wanted to really get in there and nail it. And when I mentioned that to Shayna, she's like, "Hey, we can do that."
Okay, yeah, and that's really impressive. We'll take a test flight here after the video and show our viewers just exactly what you're talking about there, because it's very cool. Uh, and so you said Shayna Carpool helped you with this, and tell us what all she did, and was there anybody else that helped with it at all?
Well, Shayna Carpool did all the scripting. I mean, the plane without the scripts is nothing but, a paperweight prop, and that's it. She also came in and helped me do some of the build corrections. I had a couple other people that helped me with a few parts here and there in order to get it all done, but mostly big, big, big thanks to Shayna for her time and her effort and really just digging in and fixing a lot of my errors and doing all that fantastic scripting.
Yeah, and she does a great job, and she's just really great to work with. And I know she's covered up a lot of times. So many people are asking her to do things, and she's just a
Uh,
very nice person. So my hat goes off to her. I try to support her every time I can. So, uh, tell us about the armament of this thing and the combat system.
well, the B-52 actually has 200 hit points in itself. There's a bomb payload. It has four different types of bombs and two different bombing styles. So your main vice bombs would be four small, two medium, and one large, and that's per drop. Just like they would be in any other Vice combat bomber. Then we also added in the nuke, which was a non-Vice particle only type of a thing for special effects, and of course they did carry nukes when they were in service. And then we actually did the carpet bombing. Now with the nukes, we can't do carpet bombing, for sim security reasons, because all we
Yeah.
need is somebody to get out there and just annihilate a sim with nukes and just carpet bombing it with that. So what it does, it drops out one large one instead of an actual nuke. But she really hit the carpet bombing effects too. The special effects that she put in. I mean, you could see the explosions and the flashes of fire, and that the other bombs just don't have. Again, Shayna really hit it with that as well.
Yeah, her special effects are totally awesome. We've used them a lot in our movies, and she really has that down. It's amazing what she can do with the limited stuff that she has to work with here in SL, but it's just great. So where can people buy this plane?
Well, it's on the marketplace. It's also in my vendors here at Alexander International Airport. In Sukareva, which is where the control tower is at, on the base main floor there in the back. It's where all my vendors are at, and you can see my vendor up in there. And just put out another vendor over at Wolf Spirit, or is it Spirit Wolf Airport? Wolf
Uh huh.
Spirit Airport.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that
just put
notice
another
today.
vendor out today.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
he invited me to put one over there as well.
Mhm.
So, or they can come to me and
Mhm.
buy directly from me. That's why I leave this one here out in front of my hangar. So this is the actual plane,
Mhm.
and they can get a first-hand look at it.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell us about the plane?
But there's a couple of things. One, again, Shayna, she doesn't use HUDs, so that is really awesome because that's less scripting that's going on. It's a little bit it's a little bit preemie as far as land impact goes, but you really can't tell it compared to any other plane. I mean, you see how smooth it crosses sims. I mean, it's
Yes,
just
it really
smooth.
does too. Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to mention about the plane was that a lot of people were asking for modifiable planes, and
Mhm.
most of us don't do that. There's a few that do, but
Mhm.
even on my other builds, whether it's hangars or anything else, I normally don't give out mods. And I understand
Mhm.
what they were coming from with wanting to be able to retexture it, to
Mhm.
be able to add in gauges and a better looking cockpit, which is what I'm working on, getting better at my cockpits. So after much talking with Shayna about this, we decided to go ahead and do this time. It's the only time that we're actually going to make the plane that's modifiable, where they can add in gauges, like from DSA, for example, or HUDs if they wanted to.
Mhm.
They can go ahead and retexture it to whatever they want to. After this, we'll be using paint scripts, which I
Mm.
now have. But at the time of this here, I didn't have any paint
Uh
scripts.
huh.
But yeah, we did do this one as mod and copy. So they can add to it. They can add all the HUDs they want, fuel, whatever. It also comes with a display version.
Mhm.
So yeah,
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the you was talking about the sim crossing, and it is, and the takeoff effects and the landing effects, and just the way it banks. I mean, it's just it's just really nice and fun to fly, and I'm sure you're gonna get a lot of these uh, out there, and a lot of people are gonna have fun with them. Uh,
yeah, we've sold a lot of them already.
huh. Yeah, I bet you have. So I was talking to Cy, the owner of the Vietnam Sims, and he actually bought one himself and was nuking Sims over there the other day. But he he's given us permission to use this plane in combat there, and we're actually trying to work on getting a base there for him. But uh, and B-52s were used over North Vietnam and South Vietnam during the Vietnam War. I think everybody knew that they used them a lot over North Vietnam, but they were also used in missions over South Vietnam as well, and that's what those sims are. They're South Viet, supposed to be recreation of South Vietnam. So, but anyway, he's told us that we can take it over there and do some test flights. So I thought, we'll conclude our interview here and then hop on over there and show the people what this baby can do. What do you think?
Absolutely. Do you want to be the pilot and the
No, I'll
bombardier,
I'll uh,
or
I'll let you be the pilot, and that'll free me up to do all the filming, and I'll can hop down on the ground and actually get the first-hand effects of the bombs hitting and everything. So
Okay, yeah, that's
Okay.
one other thing I meant to add real quickly, if I
Okay.
may. The pilot and the co-pilot. This plane will carry 3 people up front, but the
Okay.
pilot and the co-pilot can both control the plane as well as the bike. So you're not limited to just one person in control at all times.
Okay. So what about the bombardier? Can they actually bomb, or is that just an extra
That's just this extra
just a
seat. It's
rider?
more like
Okay.
an
Yeah.
engineer, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Okay. So we'll conclude our interview here and see everybody over at Vietnam.
All right, bombs away now. Pause, 3, 2, 1, drop. Nuke away. And I'm cleared that area. Kick the throttle a little fast to get away. How'd that come out?
nice, the party was pumping. Hey, yo-pee-I-yo, and everybody having a ball. Hey, yo-pee-I-yo, I tell the fellas start the name calling. Yo-pee-I-yo, and the girl respond to the call. I heard a woman shout out, who let the dogs out? 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 I see the dance people had a ball, cause you really want to skip town. Get back, Scruffy, back, Scruffy, get back, you flea-infested mongrel. Gonna tell myself a man no get angry. Hey, yo-pee-I-yo, 20 girls calling them K9. Yo-pee-I-yo, but they tell me, hey man, it's part of your party. Yo-pee-I-yo, you put a woman in front and her man behind. I heard a woman shout out, who let the dogs out? 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 Say, a doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone. Oh doggy, hold your bone. Oh doggy, hold it. A doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone. Oh doggy, hold your bone. Oh doggy, hold it. Who let the dogs out? 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 I see the dance people had a ball, cause you really want to skip town. Get back, Scruffy, get back, you flea-infested mongrel. Well, if I'm a dog, the party's on. I gotta get my groove, cause my mind don't gone. Do you see the rays coming from the eyes, walking through the place, a digging man is breaking it down. Me and my white short shorts, and I can see color, any kind of will do. As a canoe, that's why they call me Pitbull. Cause I'm a man of the land, when they see me, they say, ooh. Who let the dogs out? 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 Who let the dogs out?
There are some amazingly talented people in Second Life. I am privileged to know one such person. Her name is Pearline Sweetwater, and she builds awesome air racing tracks. She is also an exceptional air race pilot herself. Her latest creation is called Sweetwater's Flying Circus. I was privileged to fly the course last week, and it is very challenging. My good friend Roberto McAndrews has consistently held top times on several of Pearline's courses. He allowed me to film him running the Wheatfields course this past week. I sent Pearline a note card about her race course and her building activities with air racing, and here's what she had to say. And I asked her what her inspiration was for building this particular track. She said it comes from my love of just the fields and wide open country of my childhood, combined with a lifelong love of the old barnstorming pilots of years gone by. It is one of my favorite themes, and I revisit it often when I build in my Second Life. I asked her what area of the U.S. does it represent. She said, I think you can find long straight roads that run through miles of empty country in lots of places in the U.S., but for me it speaks of the traditions and lifestyles of the South where I grew up in Georgia, and it also speaks of near my area in the farm country around southern Indiana and central Indiana and northern Indiana. In fact, you can drive for miles by the wind turbines up along Interstate 65 north of Lafayette, Indiana, and that her race course really reminds me of that area a lot. I know you have a fascination with air racing. This is not the first sim you have operated that is dedicated to air racing. Tell us about your interest in this sport. Yes, I have always had a love of aviation. My father was a pilot in the Navy, and I have been married for a number of years to a retired Air Force guy who spent 25 years as an air traffic controller. I've had a lot of exposure to flying, aircraft, air shows, and have always loved it. I asked her if she planned to keep this track for a while, or will it change. I think this sim will be here for a good while. I will periodically change the course layout by moving the gates around. There is a new layout now, as a matter of fact. The path through the old carnival ride has been removed, and now the pilots must fly through the big barn, and I've activated a couple of tornadoes with a bit of push activated, so the course will change to keep it interesting, but the flying circus theme will be here for a while. What changes and track layout do you have on the drawing board? Oh, I guess I answered that with the last question, but in my years with my first such themed group, the Fun Haven Aero Club, I have designed upwards of 30 courses. Any of them are liable to show up at any time. Most of my pylon layouts will be set up at the Bentwaters Field Pylon Race platform on Courage Sim. Is there anything else you'd like to say about air racing or SL aviation in general? I'm happy to be part of it. Over the years I have made wonderful friends. I have met some of the movers and shakers in Second Life aviation circles, and I'm grateful to be able to call them friends. You are one of those. I used your wonderful creations to build many of my airfields over the years before I ever met you. I also continue to be amazed at the piloting skills of so many of the pilots here that I have met. It's truly my favorite activity in Second Life, and one I am passionate about. I hope to be able to enjoy it for years to come, and having folks like you appreciate what we're doing makes it all worthwhile. Well, Perline, I'd like to say having folks like you who create such wonderful places for us to play makes it all worthwhile as well. Thank you very much, and keep up the good work. We're here at Alexander International Airport with airport manager and aircraft bureau. I'll start over again. Getting tongue-tied here. We're here at International Alexander. Dang. It's been a long day. That'll be on the bloopers, okay? No, don't get me laughing. I tried to do one of these one night, and I got to laughing. It took me an hour to quit laughing. Okay. Oh, man. I don't know if I can do it yet. Okay, here we go.
Guess not.
Dang it. Oh, I hate it when this happens. Oh, okay.
This way.
Hey, Darim, I think you need to try to land on the
Gear coming down.
runway, not the angled one.
Ah, it's alright, I'm here now. Gear coming down, gear down. Throttle back to 25, see if I can find my mark here. Nose up. Circling. Turning. Should be about lined up here. There it is. And, uh-oh. I'm I'm stuck. There's something here.
There's a tree there.
Oh, I didn't know these trees were solid like that. You're up.
No.
I killed the film. I killed the film guy. I have lost total control. I don't know why. I don't have any control.
Gurgle, gurgle.
Looking good over there, Skipper.
I don't know how well this could work, but maybe the A6s need to stay somewhere higher. And I know they're supposed to be.
I have just been separated from my aircraft. The
Sim's closed. We all did. Everybody that just hit. Everybody that
Oh!
just hit Irish is all gone.
Oh! Yeah, I could see a whole line of you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn around.
Yeah, don't
Yep.
come this way.
I am not going to be